What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about new release dates for upcoming content in Cold War Year 2, a new skin coming for Mason, and even more updates. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Real quickly, Treyarch did confirm over on Twitter that for Zombies players out there, they have resolved an issue that prevented the Pact from tracking D-Machina progress for players who completed this main quest shortly after launch. And what's weird about this is that I had a couple of friends out there tell me that they have proof they completed the machine. They got the achievement on PlayStation or Xbox. They even remember having footage of the Dark Ops popping up, but all of a sudden when the super Easter egg got added, it was like they never did it. And I was really confused as to why that was the case for so many people, but now it looks like Treyarch has gotten on top of that, which is fantastic. For those out there that want to get their hands on all the super Easter egg rewards, I covered everything there is to know about the recent Zombies update in my last Zombies video that I have linked down below in the description. But aside from that, Treyarch did wish Infinity Ward good luck on the launch of Modern Warfare 2, which officially got a title reveal as of yesterday. I covered all the details about what we know so far about Modern Warfare 2 in that previous video. Check that out down below in the description when you guys get a chance. But we then got an update from Raven Software, who did confirm if you were previously experiencing an issue where your Black Ops Cold War weapons were locked despite meeting the unlock requirements, the issue should now be fully resolved. And correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments. I swear there was an issue quite some time ago, like maybe season 5 or even before that, if Cold War's life cycle, and I could have sworn there was a fix put out for that not too long ago, but I may be wrong, or maybe the fix they put out didn't exactly solve the issue for everybody. But now I think everybody should be good to go. If you guys want to go ahead and use some Cold War weapons over in Caldera or Rebirth, we're gonna bring that up real quickly for those out there that are interested. But we then got some very spicy information from the usual suspects on Twitter regarding actual release dates for upcoming content in Cold War. So first and foremost, the Poison Sky Tracer Mastercraft for the Swiss, which you originally claimed was coming May 1st, which is today when I'm posting this video, ended up coming out this past Friday, which was a bit earlier than expected. And it's a perfect example of why I say take everything with a grain of salt when you read things from some spicy individuals on Twitter, and also bundle schedules are subject to change. So with that being said, every Year 2 update we've gotten thus far in Cold War has been on a Thursday or Friday. So I'm not surprised that the Swiss ended up coming out on a Friday, and we should be having more bundles usually later throughout the upcoming weeks, right? We're not going to end up seeing things on weekends like we used to get during Year 1. We then have the Lazar pack featuring his operator, tracer round blueprints, and the new UGR SMG in one pack coming on May the 6th. And that's not that far away from the release we just got for the Swiss, so only a week apart. Cannot complain about that. I think ideally in a perfect world, we can get a Year 2 bundle maybe every week, every 2 weeks. Hopefully not a gap bigger than that, but that's still pretty good. And then we have the Pharaoh of Death Ultra Animated Skin, an absolutely stacked pack, as we talked about in my last Cold War video. That's coming on May the 20th. So we at least have release dates for 3 upcoming packs. Now, Cotsploits also said, should also know, there appears to be no plans of them releasing the new Maxis, Kitsune, Striker, Fuse, and Vargo blueprint bundles this month. Maxis' bundle is barely added in Warzone, and the Kitsune and Fuse contents aren't even in Warzone yet. So kind of going back to what I said, right? You almost have to wait for Raven to pick up speed and to go ahead and get all the content put it over into Warzone before they can go ahead and drop anything in Cold War. So everything has to be synced all together seamlessly, where everything will become available on the same day for multiplayer, zombies, battle royale. That's typically how it works. And also, like I mentioned earlier, bundle schedules are subject to change. We can get a random patch in the next couple of weeks that adds everything in, allowing for a May release date for some of these other bundles. But if not, it's likely going to be content featured at some point in June during potential Season 3 Reloaded, or content that comes out towards the beginning of Season 4 for Vanguard and Warzone, since it looks like Cold War is still going to be getting a healthy amount of content each and every season for the rest of 2022. You guys are probably wondering what's going on with the Stockpile bundle, which is 2 bundles in one, right? It's the RGB Striker skin as well as the Beachside Bullets Reactive Pack. It gets combined to the Stockpile bundle. We still have no release date regarding that, and maybe they're like, hey, that's a summer theme pack considering the name Beachside Bullets for some of those blueprints. So that could be a Days of Summer type event for Cold War Year 2 or for Call of Duty altogether. And then when it comes to Ravenov, we'll talk a little bit more about him later. There is something new in regards to his deletion from existence that we're going to get to. But other than that, other release dates and a future bundle schedule for some more Cold War Year 2 content will be found in the next couple of weeks without a doubt. Now, I just have a feeling that this upcoming week is going to be similar to the week when WMD was supposed to come out, because Treyarch put out a series of tweets and even a small blog post claiming, hey, here's what's coming to Cold War this week, and it was confirmed we were getting WMD, the Vargo Assault Rifle, and the Vargo Mastercraft on one day. But then that day came, and we did get the Vargo and its Mastercraft bundle, but WMD seemingly got delayed, and the reason why was because of the flags around WMD, which were Soviet themed, which later got changed to being Perseus themed a couple of weeks later. We may get a week like that coming up this week, where we get a tweet or a blog post saying, hey guys, here's what's coming this week. We have the jungle multiplayer map, we then have Lazar, a new operator, and his bundle featuring the new SMG, alongside the free unlock challenge for that weapon if you don't want to buy his bundle. That'll be, I think, a fairly packed day if they want to do that, and I think this week makes the most sense considering it's the last week before Operation Monarch begins over in Warzone, which to me is the true start of Season 3 altogether. So I figured they would want to do that this week instead of waiting until a week or two after Operation Monarch when the dust has settled to then drop some more content for Cold War. I think Activision has been doing a very specific job of kind of spreading out all of the content releases for Vanguard, for Cold War, marketing for Modern Warfare 2, Warzone, etc. But since we do know what the unlock challenge is for the upcoming SMG, I'll say, you know what, maybe this is another case like with the Vargo where you can actually do this challenge in Modern Warfare multiplayer to unlock the weapon for use in Cold War multiplayer and zombies, even Warzone. Maybe that's something that's possible, and I think we'll go ahead and try that out in tonight's gameplay stream. Why not? But with the new SMG known as the UGR, even more gameplay was posted of this thing. I'm not sure how so many people have access to it, but I've seen TikToks, there's Twitter videos, people using it in zombies and Warzone. I'm not sure how it happens, but hackers are hackers, data miners are data miners. You know how the Call of Duty community goes. And yeah, I'll put some very sensitive gameplay on screen so you can see, and I'll censor what I can if need be. But something that I noticed about the UGR is that it actually has explosive fléchettes, hence the code name for the SMG, which is fléchette. It does shoot explosive rounds, so that could be a problem if not balanced correctly. The list of attachments was already posted for this weapon, and right now, some people out there are claiming this doesn't really look balanced, and of course changes could happen when it actually releases along with the Lazar pack on May 7th, so keep that in mind. And even when it does come out, if it is broken, Treyarch could always change it with hopefully a patch that comes out sooner than later. But since it's year 2, here's the thing. When it comes to overpowered DLC weapons, I'm okay with that being a thing for year 2, but for year 1, when the game's in its prime, that's when things should be balanced a lot faster. But for an additional year of life, just go all out, release broken things like the Micro MG in BO4, or even something like a dual-wield Tech 9 in Cold War, right, which we luckily haven't got. But I think the Tech 9 has been the most frustrating weapon in Cold War multiplayer to date, and hasn't really gotten too many updates to it. Now, I'm curious if the UGR will end up becoming the new meta, whether in Warzone or even in Cold War, right? Will it overtake the Tech 9 at least in Cold War? That'll be interesting. May have a bit of a slower fire rate, but those explosive rounds could end up being as annoying as the explosive shots on the Marshals. And I know you guys are probably pissed off with that. I mean, there's definitely weapons every now and again in several different Call of Duty titles that piss people off so much to the point where they just stop playing the game. I've experienced that with plenty of Call of Duties. Haven't really been too pissed with Cold War, but if I ever do get mad at a game of MP, it's probably because of Tech 9s, Marshals, or some other broken weapons that are frustrating. But let's see how this UGR works out in the next couple of weeks. Now, also with that, I've been seeing a lot of questions lately asking about some new vault packs in Cold War that may feature some blueprints and battle pass cosmetics that you may have missed out on from the later seasons in Cold War. I know we have a couple of greatest hits and vault packs for the first couple of seasons, but not for, I believe, seasons 5 and 6. And I'm a fan of these vault packs, these greatest hits type bundles, which feature cosmetics you may have missed out on that were either limited time or part of old battle passes. I love seeing this, and overall I did enjoy every season of Cold War, but if I really had to choose the weakest season of Cold War, I would probably go with season 2 in terms of the battle pass, the theme of the season, the cosmetics. It's a hard call, but I think you guys could probably agree season 2 did have a good amount of DLC for MP and zombies, but compared to other seasons, is probably the weakest link. But that's just the way I see it. But let me know if you're considering this vault pack down below in the comments. So something I want to address real quickly, which I've been seeing said in my video comments, live streams, even other channels out there, is that there are people who have a problem with bundles being called DLC. And I respect if you guys don't want to consider them DLC, and I definitely respect if you guys don't care about bundles. I do cover them fairly often, especially in Cold War, since the bundles are badass. But the term DLC has definitely changed over the years. I think most people out there are still a bit bit stuck in the 2010, 2014 era where DLC was really a map pack featuring maps, guns, modes, but now with the way Call of Duty works, maps, guns, modes, seasonal updates, those are all free. You still have to download that material from a patch, so it still is DLC, but at least in my mind, I still consider DLC content that you pay for. I mean, everything's DLC, but I think right now with the way Call of Duty has evolved, I consider bundles DLC, while the new seasonal content is just a free update, and good content nonetheless, but there's definitely some people out there who have issues with the current set of cosmetics because there's a rumor you won't be able to use any of them in Warzone 2, and I fully get that, trust me, I do, but I'll support and appreciate bundles in games like Black Ops Cold War that function properly, games that work, games that get proper bug fixes and attention put into them by the developers, right? Games that were never in a downward spiral of hell or just down tremendously for the community. And I've always been clear about that, but hopefully that clears things up for those out there that are just watching this tonight. Now, we also have an update regarding Ravenov's deletion from planet Earth, unfortunately. So it does look like Lazar has fully replaced Ravenov. And if you guys are like, wait, what does that mean? Well, if you look at the placeholder name of Ravenov over in Warzone, according to data miners and hackers, they actually replaced Ravenov with Lazar and removed any string references of Ravenov himself. And we have some other data miners reiterating that almost every trace of Ravenov has been removed. They even went as far as removing his strings and everything in Warzone. I've never seen them put this much work into removing something. So you would think if they were going to give Ravenov a new look, like maybe just his white t-shirt from Firebase Z, his injured look, you would think they would at least keep strings of Ravenov in the game and they'll just update his look later, but no, they've deleted him from planet Earth. So he may never come out, which is silly considering Cold War is a game about the fucking United States versus Russia. There's a lot of Russian content already in the game, and I don't think releasing Russian content in this game is inappropriate, but that's just my opinion at least. I can get it from a business standpoint. Selling Russian content right now isn't smart, but at the same time, Ravenov is a good guy. He's not some KGB agent that is truly horrific or is a bad guy in the game, and I get it. Ravenov does support the Soviet ideal, so I get why that could be a bit inappropriate, but I mean, maybe release him for free or something as a reward. I mean, don't waste the skin. They could have done something with it, right? But I think he might be done for good, and this might be the last update we ever have on Ravenov ever being a playable operator. Now, considering the Ravenov bundle originally featured the Scythe melee weapon, which is a confirmed melee weapon in their recent 2022 blog post, and also considering that if you have that bundle hacked onto your account early, like other people do out there, then it's weird that all the contents in that pack still work. Those pieces of content have not been removed. It was just the Ravenov operator. So will they put another character in his place and then create new artwork for the bundle itself? Or they just release the bundle as is and change the artwork to be centered all around the Scythe? I mean, it's a pretty zombies focused pack, so I wonder what's gonna happen or what the fate is of that bundle altogether. Or will they just maybe take all the contents from it and kind of spread it out across other bundles and other rewards of some sort? Will they put the Scythe in another pack entirely? That's a big question mark right now. But don't forget, we do have the rumor that I think we saw a couple of months ago that Scream Deathmatch is going to return in the form of Slasher Deathmatch, so just without the Halloween Scream twist. And that mode just may magically appear like Holiday Onslaught did without any marketing or mention whatsoever. That's what could happen, but that likely won't come out until the Scythe does, since Slasher Deathmatch will likely be some free promotion of the Scythe, right? Unless there's something where maybe they do a community challenge or something where you have to play the mode to unlock the Scythe for free, since it may not be tied to the Ravenov bundle anymore, and they might not have an unlock challenge in MP or Zombies for it, but instead they'll have like a series of challenges in that mode specifically that you have to do. Now, something you may have missed with the new Lazar operator, which you can get an early preview of in-game right now over in NATO, is that there is a little bubby on his outfit, referencing Burger Town, of course, and he's actually wearing a Burger Town t-shirt in one of the campaign missions, and we can see this in some of the marketing we got for, I think it was the Nvidia promotion for Black Ops Cold War. So I'd be curious if we end up getting his Burger Town outfit at some point in the future, and that'll probably be determined based on how well this current Lazar bundle sells. And it's like I said many times in the past, whenever an operator bundle features tracers or reactives and mastercrafts or even a new DLC weapon, the bundle is bound to sell. And the fact that the new SMG is a part of the Lazar pack probably means it'll sell like hotcakes, so don't be surprised if we see other Lazar bundles at some point throughout year 2 or even farther than that. Now, it's also being reported, as I'll show you guys on screen, that Lazar is popping up in custom games. So if you put on bots, you may see Lazar on the enemy team, and yeah, he'll kill you, you can kill him. And what's weird about that is that Ravenov used to also pop up in custom games via bots, but now that he's been removed completely from Cold War and Warzone, you won't actually see him anymore. But now Lazar is there, and honestly, I don't think that Lazar wouldn't have come out if Ravenov did. I think they both would have came out regardless this year, but because of the conflict with Russia and Ukraine, that's where plans may have changed a little bit, which is a bit concerning. Now, last and definitely not least, Alex Mason, the man himself, who in my opinion doesn't have the best skins in Cold War, which is shocking considering how big of a character he is in the Black Ops lore. And this is a Black Ops game. I mean, where's his white t-shirt look from BO1, Interrogation? Where's his other looks from BO2? He has decent skins, I guess you can say, but they could do a lot more with Mason. You know what I'm saying here. Well, according to some spicy individuals, right, they're wondering if we're going to get some new Mason skins since they added a string for Mason's unlock saying, or by acquiring a skin for this character. So they could add a new skin information and then have like some variants of it or different colors you can unlock for it where, yeah, you pay for the base skin or use something to get the base skin, whatever it looks like, and then by doing an additional challenge, then you get a variant of it that just has a different color palette or something like that. We've gotten that plenty of times in the past with other operators in Cold War, so it looks like something's coming for Mason, and I won't say too much, but there are some things floating around right now regarding Reznov. And I'm not sure if he'll ever be an operator in Cold War or if we'll get something related to him in the game, but considering he's also a Russian character, that may also be in jeopardy to where we just don't see something like that, which really sucks. That could even explain why Reznov's not in fucking Vanguard. I mean, you would just think, considering how heavily tied Vanguard is to Black Ops and that lore, you would think Reznov will make a cameo, right? But he's Russian, so we'll probably never get that, which really freaking sucks. But I shall also add that I think something that would be perfect in a Mason bundle one day is a Reznov execution, right? That would probably mean they have to make a new model for him, unless they can borrow the one from Blackout somehow and do some work to it. I think it would be perfect, right? It would be the best Black Ops execution ever if, while playing as Mason, you hit execution on your controller, Reznov pops out of nowhere with a bunch of numbers floating around him, and he kills the enemy for you and says an iconic quote. That would be insane and would probably be one of the best bundles in Call of Duty history. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the new release dates for upcoming bundles in Cold War Year 2? How are you feeling about a potential new skin for Mason? And also, what are your thoughts on Ravenov potentially being deleted forever? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.